Definitely, if they have resource scarcity, they will invest in boys' education. They will send the boy to the technical education and girl to the general education. That is the situation. It is reflected in the thing. Similarly, affordability, what I said, in the higher secondary and higher education. I have given you the number of institutions in the private and government plus aided college. Why I am showing this? I am showing this because in the government college and even aided colleges, fees are less. But in the fully unaided colleges, fees are more. Then the question comes, who are enrolled in these purely private aided colleges? It is the rich households children, and if middle income household, they are male children. I repeat, it is the rich household who can afford, or the middle income household who can at least try to secure their future through the enrollment of their sons, not the daughters. So gender disparity remains. Yes, when we have even skilled labor force, skilled population, labor force I will not say that, because when I will be using labor force, I will introduce you who are coming, both male and female work. So in the poor household, labor force participation rate is very high for survival. When their economic condition improves, female labor is withdrawn from the market. Why? Reason is that suppose a male member becomes skilled and gets higher income, he will not allow or he will dissuade his wife not to work as manual work. घरे बसी रंधाबढ़ा कर कहीं से बिल बाड़ी काम करूँ आम स्टेटस बढ़ी जाए. So when income increases, status improves, and a high status household will discourage the female to work in the low status job. The low income earning jobs are considered as the low status jobs. So that's why with economic development, when the household get higher income, female labor, population of that household are withdrawn from labor force. But again, when the household income further increases, women are educated. And with the education, they will be able to get the high status job. That is, they can be teachers, they can be professors, they can be bankers. So in that case, family status will not be diminished by the female's work. So at a higher level of economic growth, both female and male come forward. That's why the female workforce participation ratio at the higher level of income increases. India case, we do not find labor workforce participation ratio is increasing even if we achieve high rate of economic growth. The reason is that most of our households who are experiencing economic growth by male labor income increase, they are not allowing the female to work as low status worker. That is the reason. So it is not through the mindset change. It is when you will be able to get a good status job, definitely you will be ready to do that. After completing your graduation, if somebody will say that you go to work in the field, many of you will say no. So that is the situation. So you have to be skilled, and once you will be skilled, you will be allowed to participate in the market as status worker. But that is not the end. But simultaneously, there are other institutions which will forbid you from working the girls. Because the family institution puts responsibility on you for child care and other activities. So there are also reasons: early marriage, childbearing, and unpaid work. Here, you see, unpaid work share of female and men. घर काम समस्त हवा कथा बहुत हजबैंड और वाइफ रो किंतु दुख कथा हुए ना के सो छुआ हो जाइए छुआ संभाल पड़ो छुआ छाड़ी केमती चाकरी करेंगे दैट हैपेंस एंड फीमेल डू नॉट कम फॉरवर्ड एमए पास करीगला परे भी टॉपर होते भी जदि बाहागर जल्दी होगला तापर से एसएसबी क्वालिफाई करवा बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो बिकॉज फैमिली डज नॉट गिव हर टाइम फॉर प्रिपरेशन बाबू किंतु पढ़ो बाबू को चाकरी करने को पड़ो सो male will be able to compete in the market so we say that we have a gender neutral system आमे कौन झील को मना करूँ कि परीक्षा रे भल करने को एसएसबी परीक्षा रे मना किए कला भल करने को पढ़ू ना इच्छा ना बाई कि घरे बस कम कर we say that because our rule is that all are equally allowed to participate in the market, apply for the job. But how we are enabling the girls to compete? How much we are investing in her coaching, allowing her to वर्षे बाहागर न हो ना दिवस मिलबनी प्रस्ताव ना भलो भलो प्रस्ताव मिलबनी तेणु बाहागर करदेबा बाहागर पर से प्रिपरेशन करू ना पेरेंट्स से दैट इन-लॉज घर काम न कले केमती हबो so how that girl will be able to compete in the market though market is a gender neutral but the individual is governed by market institution on the one hand and social institution that is family rules responsibility on the other so they lag behind so there is a need to change this attitude through social that is social norm needs to be changed. So my point here is that in unpaid work, females' contribution is very high, which needs to be reduced equally share. How good take a sense? Even if female are working, तांको status कोट वासी. If they will earn less, more status बहुत अच्छी. कहीं ना वो भलो income पाऊँ. किंतु जे पियन अच्छी तमो कॉलेज रा ता status कहते. The status comes. So earning definitely improve the status of the individual, in the society, in the family also. कौन चाकरी करियो तू की चाकरी टा पाइबो कि पियोन टे हबो कि सेमती अति बेसे रे पार्ट टाइम रे तते 5000 देबे तू बरे बस so but if I say that I'll get 50 अच्छा गोटे गाड़ी भड़ा भी कर दबा तो जीवो आ पड़े आसी हाँ बेसी समय रही तो समय क्लास टा नहीं कि पढ़े आसी because other responsibilities are there. Flexible time schedule is required for the female. Flexible time schedule किए दबो who will give? It is only when you are appointed casually. Guest faculty है चलिबो से भी मैडम को दया रे बा प्रिंसिपल को दया रे से जदि दे देबे क्लास सकाळे उठे संध्या रे उठे होबनी सो गेस्ट फैकल्टी है परियो किंतु रेगुलर फैकल्टी पाइबा को तो कष्ट जदि कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल कहि दिया हबो तुमको रहिबा को पड़िबो 7 घंटा केते पैसा देबे कि 30,000 दरकार नहीं so flexible time schedule female requires because she has to bear the responsibility at home so income definitely will be low and here data says a woman on an average earn 40% or 40 rupees when a man earns 100 rupees, less than half. Self-employed women, BD worker. आम जगार जदि कहवा सुखुआ जी बनाऊँगी परिवा चाष करुँची आम कुचिनी माने केते पाती दैट वे वी फाइंड घरे बसी बसी जो समय टिके अधिका है दे विल वर्क but their income very less 33% or 33 rupees when men earn 100 rupees so status low income low how will be achieving higher economic growth because economic growth will consider all people's income there is occupational segregation gender wise there is periodic labor force participation which says that There are certain works where men are mostly found, and there are certain works where female are mostly found. Men are found mostly in finance, engineer, technical jobs, and females, যদি education health sector কইবি তাহলে doctor, female doctor কম, nurse বেশি. Similarly, education রে যদি কইবি professor রে male বেশি, female কম. But UP school কথা যদি কইবি female বেশি, male কম. So that happens gender segregation. Okay? Similarly, there are cultural barriers. को काम किए करिबो पिला काई कथा होचरे टिके सुना. There are cultural barriers. There are उच्च जाति हेइथिबो जदी टिके धनी घर जदी हेइथिबो, no, she will not go to a distant place. North East जाइकी को ये अंचल रे चाकरी करिया दरकार नाही. एठी हमारा गेस्ट फैकल्टी हेले चलिबो, even if she is the topper in the batch. बट बाबू एइतरे हाँ हम जदि बाहागर भी करेंगे नॉर्थ ईस्ट में चाकरी करते पो को बाहागर करदे कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में चाकरी करिया को झील को पठाइबे नहीं. दैट इज द कल्चरल बेरियर. मोर मने पड़ुची सर्वेश्वर बेच तले ऊपर बेच दिनेश बेच a girl Sushma Parida was the topper in all semesters, but she did not apply for JNU MPP. घरे छाड़बेनी. Dinesh second in all semesters, but he applied and got did it MPhil PhD from JNU and joined as the assistant professor in the National Institute of Public Finance and Policy (NIPAP). So here we find the attitude or gender discrimination. One can say it starts from home. So that is cultural barrier, I can say. And flexible work schedule already I have indicated. Household unpaid work responsibility, that is already discussed. So my conclusion that gender discrimination prevails, gender disparity prevails. Society, family and the policy makers have to take responsibility to reduce this gender disparity in order to achieve higher rate of economic growth for the country and for the family. So it requires effort by everybody. So gender equity in education is the foundation for a just and inclusive and developed India by 2047. So we need to provide an equitable access to the girls. Equitable access both in time, both in money, investment. It is required. Then only girls will reach the stage of the marriage. So, way forward, we have to bridge the gap between education and employment. And we have to focus on quality and not just access. And we have to address the structural inequality and we have to align the policy to harness the demographic dividend.
For his presentation.